You should use cryptography properly, and you should also do penetration testing to help ensure security. But it's important to keep in mind that even if you do all these things, that won't necessarily be enough. A key limitation to typical penetration testing for security is that it finds the currently known problems. But what about the problems that aren't known? Some problems are not known until after they're exploited. These are called zero-day vulnerabilities. Originally, the idea was that you would have some sort of vulnerability, it would be discovered and published, and attackers would show up days or weeks or months later to exploit it. But then over time, as it became known that having a list of vulnerabilities was valuable, you would find out that the attacks happened the same day that the vulnerability was discovered, or right now, a lot of times things are being attacked and nobody even knows the vulnerability is there. The bottom line is that vulnerabilities will be discovered after you ship, and you're going to have to issue patches. To illustrate this point, here's a shopping list of zero-day exploits. This is a bit old, but the point is that there's a market for these types of things, and you can see, depending on the piece of software, the exploits might be worth between $5,000 and $250,000. In fact, this market is so lucrative that there are companies whose entire business model is finding vulnerabilities in software and, instead of revealing them, selling them to the highest bidder. This problem is not going to get any better. Attacks are going to increase over time. The value of vulnerabilities will increase over time. And so you're going to have a plan for responding to emergent threats. In particular, you're going to need to worry about how you're going to deal with a vulnerability in software you already have in products that have been shipped to customers, and now all of a sudden you know that they're insecure. Well, you can't be perfect. The cheapest way to fix a vulnerability is to not ship it in the first place. So if you're writing your own software, you should refer to a list of common weaknesses from MITRE that talks about the types of mistakes people usually make when they're writing their software. But don't forget, not only do you have to have your code secure, but you also have to worry about defects that may be in libraries and packages from other sources.